Welcome, everyone, to an introduction to the ELPAC. Before we begin, I'm going to show you how to place subtitles or closed captions on here. And what those closed captions will do, or subtitles, they will translate uh, in the language you prefer to read this presentation in. So it's relatively simple. So let me just do that for you real quickly. So you're watching this video on YouTube, and you're going to notice in the right-hand corner of the screen of the video screen, okay, you have 4 items here: autoplay, subtitles, settings, exit, full screen. You're going to go to settings here, and it looks like a little bolt, like a little mechanism that you turn. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to subtitles and turn them on to English auto-generated. Now, I know that you don't want the subtitles in English. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the auto-generated again, subtitles, and go to auto-translate. And from there, it'll bring up all the various languages that the video can be translated in. You'll be able to see the closed captioned or the subtitles at the bottom in the language you prefer. All right. So hopefully that'll help. Just a quick little guide, a quick little tip there. And continuing, we go now to the introduction to the ELPAC. And what the ELPAC stands for is English Language Proficiency Assessments for California. And so this test is required for any student, and that could be kindergarten through 12th grade, whose primary language or first language when they enrolled in school is any language other than English. So you are considered an English learner if your language, your first language was any first spoken language was anything other than English when you enrolled. So again, but in order to be reclassified or no longer an English learner, that begins with passing this ELPAC. So as an EL coordinator, we cannot, and I cannot reclassify a student or begin the process of reclassifying a student without having you pass this ELPAC. So now the purpose of the ELPAC is to measure your growth in English proficiency, to see where you're at, see your skill level in English proficiency. And there are 4 parts of measurement for that. And the 4 parts are reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And so the ultimate goal, yes, it is to reclassify you as an EL student. And there are 4 levels of assessment, levels 1, 2, 4. So the highest level you can get is a 4, and you have to score a 4 in order to be reclassified as an EL student, to start that process. Now, yes, we do want to see an improvement each year, at least 1 level of improvement, but the ultimate goal, the ultimate and final goal is to have you reach that level 4. And then we can start the process of reclassifying you. And so going in, and as I stated before, there are 4 sections to this ELPAC test. The first part is listening. And what you're going to end up doing in this listening portion is you're going to be listening actively. It tests your listening skills. You're going to listen to recordings, multiple recordings. And for each recording, there are going to be questions pertaining to what you are hearing. And so whether it's on your computer screen or it's in a test booklet, you will only see the questions. You will have to listen carefully to the audio as it's played aloud, and then you will have to answer the questions. And they're anywhere from short to long conversations. They could be conversations between people, between a parent and a student. It could also be a presentation, like a speech, or anything pertaining to speaking. And so, with that, as you listen to it, then there'll be questions that follow it. And so, I want to just give you a quick tip. Um, you will have the questions in front of you as you're listening. So, I would suggest reading the questions first. Once you read the question, then you'll be able to know what you are listening for. Uh, what keywords do you have to answer? What do you have to find in order to answer this test question? Okay. You can also take notes of any keywords that stand out to you. So here's a sample. So this is a script from a released ELPAC question. So you would actually listen to this entire conversation here from narrator, girl, boy, girl, boy. Okay, you're going to listen to it. You won't actually see it. You'll only hear it, the script. And as you're listening, you will have the questions in front of you. So you'll see the questions in front of you. And so as long as you read the question, look at the answers that they're giving you, because remember, it's multiple choice, you'll be able to make an informed decision based on the reading. So after you hear the audio, then you'll be able to answer. You can even answer while you're listening to it. But I would suggest reading the questions first. So this is an audio sample. So so you'll listen to that. Next part is reading. And this is going to test your reading and comprehension skills. So you'll be reading short works to longer works, simple text to complex texts. And then the questions that pertain to it, yes, they are multiple choice. And you could read anything from a very small passage to a larger passage to even a page of an essay. So it just depends. So here's a sample. So here's a short passage that you'll read, and then the questions that pertain to that passage. So you'll do this, you'll read it on your own, and then you'll answer the questions on your own. And again, I suggest you could always go back and forth with the text. So again, just because you read it doesn't mean you can't go back and reread it. So you can always go back and look for the answers from the questions. Next part is writing. And what this does is it tests your ability to write information, also tests your ability to describe and explain and use grammatical correctly. So you got to use that grammatical usage. It will test you on that. So punctuation, capitalization, and so on. And so for some of it, it may ask you to look at pictures or images, graphic organizers, charts. Also, it'll give you sentences, small sentences, larger sentences. And so you'll see this released question here. Here is what you would see. You're being asked to describe a picture. And so you'll have this picture here that you see in front of you. And so they give you a scenario. You and your partner need to describe a picture. Your partner has started writing a paragraph. The paragraph may contain errors. Read your partner's paragraph below and then follow the directions. And so at the bottom of this page here, you see in the rectangular box at the bottom, the students are taking turns. The girl, just careful, throw the ball. The boy is looking at the ball. The ball is in the air. So this picture you're going to use to answer the questions that follow. And so here are some samples of the question. So question 1, look at the sentence. The students are taking turns. Rewrite the sentence with more detail. So you got to take this sentence here. The students are taking turns and rewrite it to add more detail. We want to know more details about what is going on. So you got to look at this picture, add some details to the sentence using this picture. And that's what you will do. The second part, this is, again, you're going to rewrite the sentence but using grammatical usage. So it says here, look at the sentence. The girl just careful throw the ball. And so this sentence has 2 errors. Rewrite the sentence correctly. So you have to look at that sentence and rewrite it correctly. All right. So next part that we're going to speaking. So this is the final part of the test. And speaking, yes, you will be required to speak aloud, but it is done one-on-one. It will be you and a testing administrator. So it's not done through you and in public or anything like that. You'll be working alone with your testing administrator. Okay. And so it'll be multiple different types of items they'll ask you from. And so they may ask you to analyze a picture or a chart or graphs, and you're just going to answer questions based on that. And so, again, the whole point, the objective is to test your ability to explain, evaluate, even have a conversation. So that is the speaking portion where they're going to ask you to speak out loud and ask you to do that. So last part before leaving. See, and so here is a sample of what you will see. So they'll give you a scene here or a picture, and you'll have to analyze it. So in this scene here, you have, and so the testing coordinator will ask you, what is the student doing? And so you're looking here and you have to describe what the student is doing, or what is the student holding? And you'll again look at the picture here. So that's just one part of the speaking. And you would just say it out loud. You wouldn't have to write it down. You don't have to, you're just talking. All right. And so before ending, I just want to strongly encourage all of you to please take your time on this ELPAC. And our goal is to reclassify you. But you have to pass with a 4 in order for us to even attempt to reclassify you. All right. So please make sure not only to take it seriously, but also at the same time, there's a couple of things I'm going to share with you. One is I just want to encourage all of you to please attend the ELPAC prep tutorials. So there'll be a couple of 30 to 45 minute sessions offered coming up. You'll get some information regarding that. That are some short informational tutorial sessions, and we'll go over some learning strategies, how to test taking strategies. Also, you'll be working with released test questions, so you know what to expect. All right, you'll be working with myself or other administrators on what's the best way to approach this test. So you'll be getting some more information about those tutorials. The next part you'll see here, and yes, you are going to get a copy of this slide as well. You're going to click on this yellow hyperlink here, ELPAC practice test, and it's going to send you to, again, the site where there is some great opportunities and test prep for the ELPAC as well, for you to do on your own. You're going to make sure everything's on, press sign in. And then you're going to select your grade, whether it's 9th, 10th, or so on. And you're going to scroll down to find the English language proficiency assessment practice test. And so you'll see the 4 sections here, and they give you samples among samples, different test prep practice tests for the ELPAC. And so this is a great source to do so. And you could do this as many times as you want, just to go over and see how well you would do. So that is something you can also do on your own as well. And so you'll be preparing to take this exam coming up shortly, most likely in February to March. So we just want to make sure that you're prepared and you have everything you need in order to score that 4 and get reclassified. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. And all the information is provided in the email. So please, again, feel free to, contact us, let us know, but please take your time on this exam, read carefully. And if you're unsure about an answer, just make an informed guess. All right. So I want to wish you luck, everyone. And we'll see you at the ELPAC test. And have a wonderful day, everyone. And thank you.